Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we will be discussing how to use FireMon's advanced query features to better pinpoint data you may be searching in your policies. In our last video, Basic Data Queries, we discussed how we can use filtered searches to find specific rules within the normalized data found in the Security Manager web interface. Let's now delve a little deeper into how we can leverage more complex searches to find a specific rule or any combination of rules. We'll start with the first filter we saved from the Basic Data Queries video. Clicking one of the filter bricks in the search will show the parameters we entered for that filter, which in this case was that the destination needs to be equal to the specific IP address. Notice there is a checkbox for including any as part of the search for the destination, which surprisingly enough does just that. The destination object in the rule will either be the specific IP address or any. The same checkbox is found on the Source and Services filter options. Now we will click on the Advanced button to the right of the search bar to see the same search in the SIQL, or pronounced SIQL, language. SIQL stands for Security Intelligence Query Language, which is a proprietary domain-specific language designed to query various entities managed by FireMon. The first parameter we see in the search is the domain. Unless you are a managed service provider and are using more than one domain, the ID will always be 1. Next, we see the logical AND followed by a grouping of parameters grouped by the curly brackets. This group makes up the filter bricks in the basic search view, but notice that each parameter is preceded by that any option we saw when configuring each brick. Another point here is that the default search uses logical AND functions between each parameter. So what if we want to find all rules using the specific source or the specific destination? In this case, you would simply change the appropriate AND statements to OR. What if you want to search for object names in your rules instead of IPs or networks? In that case, you can use .name at the end of the parameters. For example, recall in the last video that the finance team requested access to a new server. The server name in the policy is new finance serve, so we will now look for that object name by adding .name to the destination parameter and input the name we're looking for. Hopefully, you're beginning to see how powerful the advanced search feature is. Let's look at another example. Imagine you need to look for unused rules for any period of time. Aside from using the unused rule report, you guessed it, you can use a search filter. First, click on Basic to the right to change back to using filter bricks, and then click the Reset Filter button. Click on Add Filter and do a search for properties, and then check the box for the unused filter, then click the Apply button. If we want to see exactly what this filter is doing, we can hit the Advanced button again. Now let's discuss exactly what this filter is doing. There are two main parts to this query: when the rule was created, and is logging enabled for the rule. Starting from the left, we specify the one and only domain, and then we add the AND function to include the next group of filters. We want to look for rules that are active and are older than the time we are specifying. So then in the example, since we are looking for rules that have not been used for at least 90 days, that means we need to be looking for rules that are over 90 days old. Next, there are two options detailed. Is the rule logging and has never been used, or the last used date is over 90 days? Or the rule is not logging and the last used date is over 90 days. Of course, if we need the unused rule period to be longer or shorter than 90 days, we can use the advanced view to change it, since there is no way to do this with the basic filter brick. The same applies for our saved filter for hit counts. The default time period is 30 days, but we can change that to any other period when using the advanced search. In summary, the advanced data query capabilities offered by FireMon allow for very specific searches on your normalized policies. Changes can be made to the built-in searches from the basic view, or queries can be created from scratch to assist in finding a rule or any combination of rules. When the administrator's confidence level is high enough to venture into the world of large SQL queries, a helpful tip is to save your query early and often. Of course, this was only a brief demonstration of the power of FireMon's Security Intelligence Query Language. So for more details regarding SQL queries and the wide array of options at our disposal, see the Security Manager User Guide found at usercenter.firemon.com.